converted this van in just 30 days.
And we're going to give you a quick tour.
So let's go look around.
I guess we should probably introduce ourselves before you come into our home.
So we're Harry and Nikki, and we joined the Vanlife community in 2020.
Our first build was a Ford Transit minibus, our second was a short wheelbase Peugeot Boxer,
And our third is a little bit more out there.
so we decided to fly over from the UK to the USA and convert a half-size school bus in just 30 days.
Whilst also documenting this process to share with the world.
Literally just a couple of days ago, we finished the build.
And now we're ready to show you guys the final result. Quickly, before we nip inside, let's talk about the bus. So, she's a 2012 Chevrolet Express with just 96,000 miles on. This baby is 18 foot long, she's 8 foot wide, and she has little to no rust at all because these California buses, they only see sun.
So as soon as you walk in, the kitchen is on your right, and if anyone knows me well or if you've watched our other YouTube videos, you know I love a bit of cooking. So we have a 2-burner gas hob here which is connected to a propane tank which is underneath here, and basically we cook breakfast, lunch and dinner on it, and it's amazing really. Which moves me on to our backsplash. So we actually have these floor tiles which I found on Amazon. If you saw our build you would have seen that we actually started with like a geometric shape. We ended up hating it because we thought it looked like a young boy's bedroom sort of thing. So we actually went for this kind of like planty tile. And moving on from our backsplash, I really wanted to talk to you guys about our plant area. So me and Harry are kind of obsessed with greenery and plants at the moment, and we thought that having this little filler cabinet here, it was a perfect opportunity to put in this little timber block, which we've actually made holes in and popped our plants in so they don't fly about when we're driving. But my favourite thing about the kitchen is actually the LED lights that we put underneath the worktop. At night we normally turn them on and they make the whole school bus look so cute and homely.
So I'm going to talk you through our water and tap setup, or faucet here in the US. So our tap, if you're American, faucet, runs nice and easily. All it takes is at the click of the button, you can just switch it on and you can adjust the power. Unlike other people with pressurized system, we keep it nice and basic, but it does mean we can only run cold water and we'd have to use our whistling kettle to heat some water up. And that runs on a 12-volt system, which is just under in this cupboard here, where we have 5 gallons of clean water and 5 gallons of dirty water. So back to the tap, and on top of the worktop, we have got these soap dispensers either side, one for soap and one for fairy liquid, which is always nice and convenient so they don't get lost and they don't rattle around when we're in the van. So on my left here, we have got our spice racks, which are a nice little decoration in the van. I think most people in van life know about them now. We got them from IKEA. But yeah, you can just store away nice little candles, nice little plants, bit of greenery. And over here on this wall, we have got a thermometer just to keep track of this temperature in the van, really. I think that's all pretty self-explanatory. It's a thermometer. So you're probably wondering, what on earth are we storing in our kitchen? So in this cupboard here, we obviously have the water that we talked about, the clean and the grey water. And then we just have a lot of cleaning products and a bin that's stuck to the side of the door. And then you've probably guessed what's in this drawer here. It's just all our cutlery, all our spatulas, etc, etc. Below that drawer, we have our plates, our bowls, our cups and our food. And then in the final cupboard, we have got our 20-pound gas canister, which is propane, as well as all of our pots and pans. And quickly in our little filler down here, we just store little bits and bobs. I think Nikki's got some of her makeup in there right now.
Yep.
Also, Nikki's installed these cool little hooks all around the van. So we've just got a tea towel and a little drying rack.
So this is our dinette area. It's just enough space for 2 people and we absolutely love it. This is one of my favourite parts of the van. We do everything here. We edit, we eat food, we cut strawberries, we do it all. But what's really good about this area is that there is so much storage under the seats. So under this seat here is all of our electrical stuff. Probably not very safe, but we keep things like our camera, our drone, all of our cords, our chargers, all of that sort of stuff. And under there we keep some more of our non-perishable foods, stuff we don't really use every day, maybe like pastas, cereal bars, kind of stuff like that.
So this brings us swiftly onto our toilet area. So we've got a nice little Moroccan themed curtain on the way in, just for a bit of privacy, which Nikki just disturbed. And then we've got our little porta potty in here. It can hold 5 gallons of wee, so I mean, probably a bit of a good wee to fill that up quite quick. But that can get emptied at most campervan sites or dumping stations. So we actually had to build a subfloor for our bathroom to cover up our wheel arches. So that's why I'm on a raised level here. I probably wasn't the best one to do this because the roof's a bit low for me when I'm on the subfloor. But over here we've got everything you'd kind of expect to find in a toilet. We've just got a mirror, we've got another little spice rack with just all of our toiletries kind of scattered about on.
So moving on to our wardrobe, me and Harry both have one shelf each. He has the higher shelf because he's a tall boy and I have the middle shelf. We both have 2 baskets each, which actually fills up a surprising amount of clothes. And that is not the only storage we have for our clothes. We also have storage underneath our beds, so we have another 2 baskets each there. And underneath our shelves, we have this huge fridge. So this is actually 3.3 cubic square feet. And I think people in England are gonna be like, what does that mean? But to be honest, we don't know either. We just know it's pretty big. So in here, we just keep all of our perishable goods, as you can see. We try and keep it pretty healthy when we're traveling at the moment. And you're probably wondering, is this a domestic fridge? And yes, it is. So this is actually connected to our inverter in the back. So whilst we're talking about the fridge, let's talk about the electricity as a whole. So our whole van is actually run off of the 2 solar panels that are on our roof. They are only 100 watts each. So our whole van works fully off grid on just 200 watts of solar, which is mad. Mind blown. Harry does not like this in the background. But the rest of our electrics are under the bed in the boot, and I will get Harry to show you around that a bit later on. And whilst we're talking about electrics, we may as well show you the control panel on this side, which is next to our baskets. So as you can see, we have a dimmable light switch. Next to that is our USB socket. So we've got 2 dual USB sockets, and underneath that is our MT50 remote meter. We always say this in our van tours, as long as he's happy, then we're happy. If he's got a smiley face, then we've got a smiley face.
100%.
And underneath that is our socket. So we have a dual socket, which is actually 110 volts compared to 230, 240, which is what we get in England. So that was quite interesting, learning how to do that.
So here is our little humble abode at the back of our bus, which is our full-size double bed. We definitely find having our bed width raised saves so much space, and because this bus is actually something like 8 foot wide, it's not even a compromise at all. So we've got a full-size double bed, and then at the end of that, Nikki came up with this pretty cool contraption, because one thing that always seemed to happen in van life for us was there'd just be dirty washing everywhere left around the van, and that was probably mostly my fault. So Nikki decided to build us a little laundry chute at the end of our bed, so that I don't really have an excuse for leaving dirty washing around anymore. So there is so much room for storage in here. The first purchase I made when moving into this bus was this surfboard rack, which we mount to the underside of our bed. Easily fits a 5'6" surfboard in, which is awesome. And on the left side is our electric setup, which I'm going to whiz you through really quickly. So starting on the left side here, this is our solar panel MPPT. It takes the power from the solar panel and transforms it into power we can use. Then got the bus bars here, which hold our light switches on, positive and negative. Then our fuse box, which has all our 12 volt system on. A few circuit breakers down the bottom. Our big boy 3000 watt inverter. And then our 250 amp battery lives here. And this all connects to our control panel, which lives there.
So that concludes our van tour.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video as much as we enjoyed filming it. And if you did, please do like and subscribe.
And also something we're really wondering is who is actually watching these videos? Because we get a lot of secret watchers, don't we?
A lot of you guys have never commented on this channel before. So just drop a comment down below what part of the world you're from.
Because we'd really like to know, just out of interest, and we want to know who's watching, what type of people are watching, and we want to connect with you guys. So we'll see you next week.
It's not going to be another van tour. Might be a bit of a challenge video you're going to want to see.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.